Hello and a Merry Christmas to all of you. I do hope you're all having a wonderful day, opening gifts, stuffing yourself with turkey, and pulling crackers, and wearing those ridiculous paper hats you find inside them, all while that crazy aunt that, let's face it, we all have, is getting pissed on Sherry in the corner. So I'm reviewing Christmas Evil this year. That's right, the 1980 family fun-time comedy, except it's really a psychological horror directed by Louis Jackson. So what's the movie all about then? Well, it all starts off on Christmas Eve. Wait a minute, Christmas Eve? Christmas Evil? That's why it's got that, it was really bugging me. Now I think about it. That just seemed really obvious. But yeah, the film starts off on Christmas Eve in 1947 with young Harry Stadling, who is excited, as most young children are, about the prospect of a stranger breaking in and leaving them presents. Which, by the way, is only socially acceptable one day a year. Try it any other time and people just freak out. But yes, he and his brother run off to bed, but being the excited person he is, Harry sneaks back downstairs and sees jolly old Saint Nick getting all jolly with his mother. And trust me, he is getting very jolly. Nah, the film isn't that big of a slut. You don't really see anything. It ain't like it's Friday the 13th. You old promiscuous devil, you. But yeah, Harry is distraught and runs upstairs and cuts himself with a broken bit of snow globe. And that's all we need from 1947, so let's fast forward 33 years. Ah, the 1980s. I hear it was a completely different time back in those days. Didn't have that internet back then, for example. Or The Evil Within. So, this is grown-up Harry, played by Brandon Maggart, who is quite good in this film. He is very convincing as a disturbed individual. So, basically right, Harry here works for a toy company, where he is shunned and mocked by his colleagues for his dedication to dressing up as a badger and weeing on garden furniture. Oh no, wait, I was thinking of somebody else's hobbies. Yeah, Harry doesn't do that, but he does get mocked at work for being a bit weird. And I imagine if they knew how he slept at night, they would mock him even harder. He sleeps in a Santa outfit, and apparently not just at Christmas. And his home is constantly decorated as if it were Christmas. And he also spies on the neighbours' children. Not in that kind of a way, he just likes to know whether they've been naughty or nice. Yeah, that's not sounding better, is it? But that's what he does. He keeps detailed logs of whether they've been good or bad throughout the year, because he quite sanely believes he will be the next Santa Claus. And he plans to bring the good children nice gifts, and the naughty ones a bag of mud, while also murdering some people along the way. But we'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, clearly he needs help, which he never got. So when Christmas Eve hits, he glues a Santa, I was going to say wig, a beard. Yeah, it's called a beard. He glues one of them to his face. I actually completely forgot what they were called then. In a very attention-snapping scene. Well done, movie. You certainly get points for making that look creepy. In fact, there are so many moments in this film where it just nails just how disturbed this man is. Honestly, throughout the film, I could not tell what he was going to do next, whether it be give someone a present or slam a hatchet in their head. Which makes for an interesting film. Also, his Santa laugh is so awkward. But it's awkward in a good way. So the rest of the film involves him breaking into his workplace and stealing all of the toys so that he can give them to a children's hospital, which his employers were feigning a charitable nature towards. And by that I mean, if the employees fund it and work like crazy, they might give some of the excess stock to the kids in the children's hospital. Oh, I do love me some corporate charity. So it was rather satisfying to see Harry giving the hospital all of those gifts. Then some people spot him and start mocking him, so he murders them and then runs away. I love the hatchet scene, by the way. It's kind of goofy and really simple, but there's just something about it. It's just fun. It's just a funny, good hatchet killing scene. I mean, he kills with the hatchet. He doesn't kill hatchets. He uses the hatchet, kills people. People don't kill hatchets. Hatchets kill people. No, people kill people with hatchets. I really should just stick to the script. I really, really should. Then he gets spotted spying on a random Christmas party and they drag him inside. And this is one of those examples where I just did not know what was going to happen. This scene could have easily have ended with blood and tears, but it just keeps you on the edge of wondering, maybe he will snap, maybe he won't. In the end, he just dances a bit and spreads some cheer, but he does have that one bit where he speaks to the children and it teeters on the edge between murder and merriment.
But now, I want you to remember to stay good boys and girls. But if you're bad boys and girls, your name goes in the bad boys and girls book. And I'll bring you something horrible.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, he is very well acted. But as the news of the homicidal Santa spreads, a lynch mob forms when they spot him, and they chase him to the finale of the movie, which involves him confronting his brother. His name is Phil, and Harry has harboured a grudge against him ever since they were kids. Because you see, it was Phil who broke the news to Harry that the Santa Claus he walked in on pleasuring his mother was in fact his father. I mean, at least she wasn't cheating. And then Phil realises that the homicidal Santa he has been seeing on the news is in fact Harry. So they have a bit of a struggle and Phil chokes him out and puts him in his van. Which, by the way, I love that Harry painted a sleigh on the side. It's a nice touch. Although I do question why he loaded him onto the van. I don't really know what his endgame was there. It's like, okay, I've rendered my homicidal brother unconscious. Should I call the police? No, I'll load him into his van. That'll teach him. So when he does regain consciousness, he drives off. But oh no, there's that lynch mob again, who de-road him. And then he goes flying off into the night sky. Okay, I'm pretty sure realistically what happens is crashed to death. Yeah, that's a bit more realistic than flying off. But, you know, I'm not an engineer, so I couldn't really say. I suppose you could say maybe Harry imagined it, but let's not get too far down that rabbit hole. Because as interesting as those debates are, that kind of stuff is entirely up to the viewer to determine for themselves. Although I think it is safe to say he didn't ride off to the North Pole. I mean, he's just not got enough fuel in that van. It's just not realistic. But who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe he was the next Santa Claus. Like I said, up for interpretation. But to be honest, I'm just thinking he's dead in a ditch at this point. Or if he's not dead in a ditch, he's in a ditch with a lynch mob on their way. So, good luck with that. So, Christmas Evil. I'd say it was good. And you know what, I'm going to share a little fun fact here. Well, it's more of a fact really, it's not that fun. So temper your expectations. I initially was very disappointed with this film, because I went into it expecting a full-on slasher film. And it's not. It's a psychological horror film. And for ages, I did not like it until I realised, why the hell am I judging it for being a terrible slasher film when it clearly isn't? So yeah, the lesson there is, don't expect a film to be something it isn't. So, with that pointless fact out of the way, let's move on. Christmas Evil set out to be a psychological horror, and it achieved that. I mean, it left us with more questions than answers, but hey, the best ones always do. And the death scenes in this film, while they are very simple, they're also very effective. Like poking someone's eye out with a toy soldier's sword, or slashing someone's throat with an unrealistically sharp Christmas decoration. And this isn't one that he brought with him, that he made to be that sharp. This is one that he found in their house. I want to know what companies are making these things, these lethal Christmas decorations, because I want some. Don't ask me why I want some, because I don't know, I just do. If I get broken into at Christmas, I want to defend myself in a very festive manner. Oh, and how can I not mention this bit? Harry trying to sneak into someone's house through the chimney. He gets stuck. Like, really stuck. And we awkwardly watch him squirm his way out. It's rather amusing. Other than that, there's plenty of Christmas imagery in this movie, plenty of Christmassy music, and the film's soundtrack really adds to that tension and builds that disturbing atmosphere very effectively. So yeah, like I said, Christmas Evil, it's good. So if you are after a Christmas psychological horror movie, watch this. However, if you are looking for something more like a dumb slasher film like I initially was, try something like Silent Night, Deadly Night instead. But as a story about a disturbed man that believes he is Santa Claus, this film does a good job. And as they say, that is all she wrote. See if my scriptwriter gets her Christmas bonus this year. I mean, it's not even 5 pages long. Talk about slacking off. Too much eggnog at the stuffed Christmas party, that's what it is. But anyway, I will leave you to celebrate. And by that I mean, eat chocolate and drink booze until you pass out watching BBC Two. Merry Christmas.